Ever wonder why some language learners stay engaged while others give up? Several studies in motivation in the field of SLA indicate that motivation is a key factor in achieving academic success for multilingual learners. Ortega describes motivation as the desire to initiate second language learning and the effort employed to sustain it. It's why a student is motivated to learn a second language and why they continue on with it. It's a social dynamic construct shaped by context and relationships. Since an individual's motivation depends on relationships in the classroom, it aligns with the sociolinguistic model of SLA. Early research on motivation done by Gardner found that factors like effort, enjoyment, and investment could help boost motivation. He described two motivation types: integrative, which is socially related, purposes for connecting with the L2 community, and instrumental, which is goal related, with the purpose of getting a job, attaining education, or for travel. Later research on motivation in the classroom proposed a macro model of language motivation called the L2 motivational self system. This has three main components: the ideal self, the ought to self, and the learning experience. Students learn the second language for personal development, for obligation, and for learning purposes. Lee studied motivation for high school and college level Spanish learners. He found that while students who were more instrumentally motivated often had higher success, it was because Spanish was a requirement. The article emphasized the need to foster integrative motivation. That way, learners can build more sustainable engagement beyond the classroom. Now that we know more about motivation, here are a few considerations we can make as teachers, such as learning students' history, focusing on building strong relationships, providing cultural enrichment opportunities for students, and creating an engaging and supportive classroom environment.
As educators, we have a unique and powerful tool, our influence, particularly in terms of motivation and second language acquisition. The question is, how do we use our influence to motivate L2 learners? What can we do to support students during the L2 learning process? There are four strategies teachers can use when motivating second language learners. They are goal setting, providing feedback, offering task variety, and building student autonomy. Goals are the reason or purpose an individual has for completing learning tasks. Goals are an essential part of motivation, and one's goal setting can directly impact one's performance. Therefore, goal setting and performance are intertwined. Goal orientation theory, developed by Dernier, hypothesized just that. A learner's performance is closely related to perceived goals. The perceived goal orientation may be performance-driven or mastery-driven, meaning that a student may be motivated, but do their goals relate to earning a reward or avoiding punishment, or are they designed for knowledge and a deeper understanding? In other words, is their motivation intrinsic or extrinsic? Ideally, goal setting is derived from intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is consistently associated with higher achievement. We can assist L2 learners to create SMART goals, developing goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Feedback helps students to learn and grow. Specific feedback given to L2 learners is called corrective feedback. It's imperative to understand a student's current and potential level of performance when providing feedback. This knowledge allows teachers to provide specific, scaffolded support to students. But corrective feedback must be individualized. There are several ways for it to be delivered. Corrective feedback can be explicit or implicit. Some examples of each include direct correction, explicit, or recast and prompts, implicit. Languaging is an excellent way to practice feedback given. Using dialogue either with oneself or with others encourages students to use language as a mediational tool. Since the current research supports socioculture theory, it makes perfect sense to create tasks using social interaction between students. By providing different scenarios in daily communication, teachers create opportunities for L2 learners to practice skills. The benefit of offering a variety of tasks in the classroom is that they are tailored to the needs of each student, providing a comfortable and safe environment to develop communicative competence. Activities can include interviews, role-playing, real-world scenarios such as ordering or asking for directions, collaborative writing projects, or small group assignments. Autonomy suggests that learners who make self-initiated choices about their learning have more positive experiences in the classroom. Autonomy also promotes intrinsic motivation, which, as stated before, is the most ideal form of motivation. Students experiencing a less restrictive instructional environment tend to demonstrate a genuine interest and enjoyment in language learning, whether the motivation be for travel, knowledge, or friendship. Encouraging students to understand why they are motivated can be very beneficial to an educator. By tapping into reasons behind motivation, a teacher can develop tasks, activities, and experiences that promote student autonomy. Have regular conversations with students about their orientations and attitudes towards learning in L2, as it can aid in goal setting. There are many elements that make up a classroom steeped in motivation. First, and perhaps the most important, are positive teacher-student relationships. When teachers show a genuine interest and encourage their students, we show that we value and respect their individual differences and needs. Second, as educators, we know the impact of goal setting in other content areas. However, in an L2 setting, it can promote intrinsic motivation. Third, autonomy gives students ownership over their learning and promotes motivation. Fourth, it's pertinent to provide authentic experiences. Since motivation for L2 learning includes its desire to connect to other cultures, linking lessons to personal experiences and goals shows students the purpose behind learning. Lastly, promote a collaborative culture. Using group work and peer-to-peer support can provide opportunities to use corrective feedback in a safe setting. In the article by Zarian and Jode, they conclude that an L2 learner's motivation can evolve over time. There are a number of internal and external factors that contribute to an individual's motivation. It's our job as educators to know our students and take into consideration these factors. The three motivational phases for students are 1, a reason for doing something, 2, deciding to do something, and 3, sustaining the effort to continue or complete something, which we would like to instill in each one of our L2 learners.
Part 3, student perspectives and final takeaways. Motivation isn't just internal, it's shaped by who learners are and what they believe they can become. Ortega and Lowen helped us see how emotional safety and confidence and even peer support can influence whether students take risks or hold back. For me, motivation shows up in small moments when a student tries again after previously failing. Ortega, looking at this article, helped us reframe motivation as identity-driven. When learners see bilingualism as part of who they are or who they want to become, they're willing to invest more. That's why a welcoming, affirming classroom isn't just helpful, it's essential. Lowen emphasized the importance of learner beliefs and willingness to communicate. When students feel supported, they're more willing to speak up. In my math class, personally, I've seen even quiet students take chances when they know that mistakes are a part of the process, because I often make mistakes too. Lamb reminded me that motivation spreads. How we show up matters. Our tone, routines, and modeling help students feel that learning is worth it. In my own practice, that's looking like showing excitement and framing math as its own language, where I often make mistakes and model that it's okay, we're all going to do it. So, to review, motivation, it's a vision of who students want to become. It's shaped by identity, context, and support. Teachers, we matter a lot. We can build motivation with relationships, relevance, and trust. Motivation isn't fixed, it's something we co create with students. And if we can help them imagine success and make space for that identity to grow, they will do the rest. Here are our references. Thank you so much for watching.